partnership agreement. And as we gather here in the city where this landmark deal was signed, it is a chance to reflect on the remarkable journey our nations have taken together. The new collaboration upon the new customers reach and the new friendships made will ensure that this partnership of prosperity will continue to deliver for the people of both nations. Importantly, they will also help to guide us toward exciting new opportunities and to build the new ventures in months and years ahead. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, one of the central goals of the UAE-India CEPA was to increase the flow of goods and services between the UAE and India, and by doing so, stimulate key sectors, drive industrial output, and kickstart an exciting new era of progress. There can be a little percent that our deal is having the desired outcome. Our initial figures suggest that the first 12 months of our CEPA bilateral non-oil trade reached $50.5 billion. That is a 5.8% increase on the corresponding period a year earlier. For context, these figures came amid a sharp decline in global trade in Q3 and Q4 in 2022, that we have created the real nexus of growth. Even more impressive than the figures from Q1 2023. In the first 3 months of the year, total bilateral trade reached $13.2 billion, 16.3% growth and increase in comparison to the previous quarter. It's also notable that rates from India rose 24.5% in Q1, which demonstrates the UAE's role as a gateway to the world, an important bridge between India exporters and the market in the East, Europe, and Africa. But we know that there is much more to this partnership and deliver. Right now, our teams are concluding the first UAE-India Joint Committee and a body created to review and refine the terms of CEPA and to ensure it continues to work for the benefits of both nations. It has shared vital data, showcase successes, and where appropriate highlight the challenges and area of future focus. And any partnership requires honest, open dialogue, and the outcomes of the committee will point a way towards a better, more productive framework. And this is, for me, is the main result of the last 12 months. Two countries working in an environment of trust, compromise to create opportunities for all. I'm looking forward to the next steps that we will take on this journey together. Again, thank you for the media please, and thank you to my dear friend of the field for the leadership and the support.
Truly a defining moment after record speed with which we finalized the India-UAE FTA, and probably a world record. We were also able to bring it into effect in just about 2 months after the signing. That may also be a world record, probably to do some research on that. And the very first year, a period where people are still getting to know each other, people are still engaging and building relationships, we've seen a significant benefit to both countries and a growth in our bilateral trade. We really have been able to take this relationship, this brotherhood, this friendship, to greater heights on the basis of our mutual trust and respect for each other, our people-to-people linkages, and the spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is one family, which is the theme of India's G20 presidency, where the UAE is one of our most valued guest countries, will be participating in the G20 through the year and of course finally in the Leaders Summit in September. We're indeed grateful to UAE for having accepted the invitation, and we look forward to very fruitful engagements at the G20, both during the ministerials and at the final Leaders Summit. Prime Minister Modi had once said, we consider the UAE as a valuable partner in realizing the objectives before the country. The CEPA, in some sense, lays out that roadmap of how we can take this relationship to greater heights, and the ambitious target significantly increased from our original target, where we had looked at $100 billion of bilateral trade. Today, we have agreed to change that to $100 billion of bilateral trade without including petroleum products. Non-petroleum bilateral trade to be doubled to $100 billion by 2030. I believe our business persons will help us not only reset that target very soon, but be much, much more ambitious so that we can make this CEPA truly a vehicle for
the smooth implementation of the CEPA will encourage and help us achieve very significant milestones going forward into the future. We have also agreed to establish various committees and subcommittees and also technical councils concerned with the implementation of various provisions of the CEPA, such as trade in goods, customs facilitation, rules of origin, SPS and TBT issues, trade remedies, investment facilitation, and economic cooperation. So all the requisite frameworks have now been put in place, and therefore I feel very encouraged to see the growth of our bilateral trade. An important decision of the Joint Committee was to set up a new subcommittee for handling matters related to trade in services. We have decided to exchange services trade data, preferential and on a most favored nation basis on a quarterly basis going forward. We have also agreed to set up a UAE-India CEPA Council that will serve as a vehicle for both governments and the export-oriented private sector to facilitate the implementation of the CEPA by creating awareness, building partnerships, organizing business events in both countries in the true spirit of CEPA. And for this council, the focus area that we have mutually agreed will be our MSME sector, will be our startups, will be our women entrepreneurs, will be our service sector participants, so that newer areas and more inclusive participation can be ensured rather than just very high level discussions. We really want this council to be a outcome oriented council. Friends, the UAE and India are not competitors almost in anything. We complement each other. We collaborate with each other. And we have also discussed several areas where we are going to expand our collaboration, our mutual cooperation, and take this relationship to the next level in the months and years to come.
Let's begin by thanking Secretary Bilateral and this team for this hospitality and working with us here. It has become a real hallmark of every visit to this wonderful country, and a clear sign that for every Marathi, India is a home from home. Indeed, I can use one word to convey the bonds that have developed in our nation since we started negotiation 18 months ago. It's not partnerships, but friendships. The UAE and India has now connected on a remarkable journey together, one that combines our resources, our creativity, and our ability to meet the challenges of rapidly evolving world. And this is why we are here in India this week to celebrate the extraordinary achievements of the first year of the UAE and CEPA, starting in pathways, progress, and prosperity. But there is no question we have set off on the right foot. Our initial figures suggest a total value of not only bilateral trade but virtual amount CEPA reached $51.5 billion. It's not only a growth of 5.8% of the corresponding period of 12 months earlier, but also an impressive rise in the pace of trade decline in Q3 and Q4. 2023 has taken this growth even further. In Q1 of 2023, the total bilateral trade increased 16.3% on Q4 2022 to reach $30.2 Importantly, we export from Europe to India was 25%, which demonstrates both our roles of global trade, facilitator on NPS and measures as an economic power. For these figures, as we underline, is that our target of $100 billion MOE bilateral trade is well within our reach, perhaps even a little conservative. Of course, there is more work to do, but we are to achieve it. More customers to find, more connections to reach, and more receipts to comment. And meetings like this are hugely important to those goals. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as productive as the first year of CEPA has been renewed, His Excellency Bilateral and I believe we have only just scratched the surface of what can deliver. Today, the first evaluation engagement committee is finalized to review the deal and ensure that it continues to meet the needs of both parties. But ultimately, it's the private sector, not the policymakers, who will examine and maximize the benefits of this deal. So I want to take this opportunity to restate the case of the UAE partnership and the opportunities that we can face together, in particular what the UAE can offer India's industrial innovators and investors. For exporters, we are truly global gateway, supported by all the logistics and infrastructure.
Human being who appreciates issues relevant to India and is able to quickly take decisions which have certainly helped in concluding the free trade agreement, the comprehensive economic partnership agreement with the UAE in a world record time of 88 days. I thank you, Excellency, for your leadership and for your continued commitment to expanding the UAE-India partnership. I consider this press conference very important because we've just concluded the first joint committee meeting under the CEPA, and I believe significant outcomes and decisions have been taken to iron out the initial issues that some of our businesses had faced. We have also agreed to look at working more closely together to find solutions for some of the other issues which have been flagged off on both sides. Our bilateral trade, of course, has seen a significant increase in the last 12 months. But a lot of it also had an element of petroleum imports and exports on both sides. Therefore, we have mutually agreed that let us now become more ambitious, and instead of our earlier target of an overall $100 billion bilateral trade by 2030, we have mutually agreed that we shall now look at a non-petroleum bilateral trade of $100 billion by 2030, which means doubling our non-petroleum trade from 48 billion today to 100 billion in the next 7 years. On a personal note, both Dr. Thani and I believe and are committed to doing much more. But we are guided by our officials to, at the present juncture, talk about $100 billion. My own sense is when we come back to you to report after the second joint committee next year, possibly we would be in a position to increase this target even further. And we are going to encourage our businesses to expand this trade. We are going to encourage our service sector to expand this bilateral trade.